Hello everyone, and welcome to a new year. I hope you had a wonderful holiday, a wonderful Christmas. I hope you've had a wonderful new year, and I hope that you've had a very blessed life in the last couple of months. I just wanted to give you an update on the podcast and on me. I try not to talk about myself too much because the podcast is about you and your healing, and I try to share my experience as needed. But I do want to give you an update because I've been away for a while. And first, I apologize that I didn't have any updates, or I was going to do a holiday wrap up for the last podcast. And then if you have chronic conditions like I do, you know that you have only so many spoons. And basically a spoon is how many units of energy you have to expend each day on everything. That's housework and self-care and caring for others and work and housework and everything, So at the end of the term, it was the end of the term for me, so I had a lot of work. And my cat got sick. And for some people that may sound silly, but my cat is literally my best friend. She's with me all the time. And she almost died. And she was in the hospital for like 5 days. She has chronic kidney disease. Thank goodness she has recovered, but she does have chronic kidney disease now. And so there is more work involved in caring for her. And so that just kind of took up my time and attention at the end of last year when that happened unexpectedly. I've started the new year and I'm still working at the same university I was, but I'm team leading. So I have a little more responsibility than I did. I'm also still looking for a new job. I've been doing that for 3 or 4 months and I have some prospects, but I have not found anything. So if you know of anything in editing or in teaching online, English, writing, college skills at a university that's remote and online, I would really appreciate the heads up or the link or the referral or whatever the case may be. A little selfish plug, but to keep the podcast running, I do have to, pay my bills and help my husband out in that regard. And so thank you for your patience there. And that's another reason the podcast can come in spurts, because based on whatever's going on with my health and my life, I've had some chronic health issues in the last couple of days that have caused some anxiety too. So I'm going to try to work those out. But when it comes to the podcast, I don't have an exact date of when the first episodes will arrive. I have not created any yet. I'm just going to get started. I'm going to try to create some more videos for the YouTube channel as well. But that may still be a few weeks off, just depending on my health and depending on trying to adjust to this new team lead role. But I will have some new episodes out, you can rest assured, and those will probably be out sometime in March. I can't say for sure. There have been years where I've put them out a little earlier and years where it's been about March where I've done it. But I've also found that I need to take breaks. So I'll probably take a break for a couple of months in the late summer. And so I may put out 16 or 18 podcast episodes a year as I can, and then put out YouTube videos as I can as well. I want to be able to expand the platform to have courses and maybe a membership eventually, maybe do some webinars, but I will see about those. I've also already recorded 2 new meditations, and those will be available for purchase. And I also want to create some prayers that will be free on the YouTube channel, and maybe some more meditations that will be free as well. As you know, I do have to fund the podcast, so I am trying to create both free and paid options for you in the platform. The YouTube channel and the podcast will always be free. And keep in mind that I already have meditations that are available for a cheap price at the website, which you can find in the show notes linked here. A few other things if you'd like to support the podcast and help it keep going, because like I said, it can be a challenge. I don't like to keep talking about that, but I do like to share the reality with you. And it does take expenses because I have to house the podcast, and I have to create visuals, and I have to create the audio, and there's the website and the maintenance of all that. All that costs money. Probably about $200 a month worth of technical expenses. So if you'd like to support the podcast and the ministry, it's greatly appreciated. You can do that at Patreon. There's a link in the show notes as well. Or that's a monthly You can do 5, 10, and 25, I think. I'm going to try to create some more options as well. And then if you'd like to make a one-time donation, that's also greatly appreciated. You can do that at Ko-Fi, and it's basically like buying somebody a coffee, but you can give any amount that you feel God calling you to do and what's on your heart. For the new year, I honestly have not gotten that far because there's been so much going on, and I've also been trying to get some rest. So I will let you know in the near future what's new in 2024, and I will try to put out an update in the coming weeks on that. But I just wanted you to not be in the dark and just have an update of what's going on and why you haven't heard from me. Everything's fine, but I just wanted to give you an update on the podcast. In the meantime, go back and look at the old podcasts from seasons 1 through 3, the YouTube videos that have already been put out. There's free resources on the website, and there's free resources on the podcast website, rachelleroy.com, and then there's christianemotionalrecovery.com. christianemotionalrecovery.com is the website for the podcast itself, but there's more resources for the overall platform if you go to rachelleroy.com. That's rachelleroy.com. Thank you so much for listening. That's an update. I hope everybody has had a wonderful holiday, a restful new year, and I look forward to creating new material for you to help you on your healing journey. God bless you, and I will talk to you soon.